ninjas from Japan are incredibly popular worldwide. What kind of image do you have of a ninja? Like this? Or maybe this? Or perhaps this one? Well, these images aren't exactly true to history. In this video, we'll uncover the real story behind ninjas by exploring the origins and true role of ninjas, the reality of ninja weapons and techniques, famous historical ninjas, where you can experience being a ninja in Japan. Get ready to discover the fascinating world of real ninjas. To be officially recognized as history, solid evidence, documents, and academic research are required. In Japan, for something to be acknowledged as official history, it must meet legal standards set by the government. However, since ninjas primarily worked in secrecy, very few historical documents or records about them exist. Most of what we know about ninjas today comes from oral traditions and legends passed down through generations. The first recorded mention of ninjas in history dates back approximately 700 years ago. Over the centuries, as these stories were told and retold, many fictional elements were added to their image. However, in recent years, serious research has been conducted to uncover the truth about ninjas, and what these studies reveal may be very different from the ninja you imagine. The truth about ninjas, the roots and true role of ninjas. When you think of a ninja, you might imagine a warrior with extraordinary abilities, but in reality, the roots of ninjas trace back to thieves. In times of peace, thieves are simply criminals. But what about during times of war? Stealing enemy funds, weapons, and intelligence could be a decisive factor in achieving victory. In fact, ninjas were originally thieves who were trained as specialized soldiers to help win battles. They were the first in Japan to carry out missions similar to modern-day spies. Another crucial role of ninjas was acting as a secret service. Up until about 500 years ago, Japan was constantly in a state of civil war. During these times, numerous battles took place, but the most important thing was protecting the ruler's life. Even more important than winning a battle, and the ones entrusted with this mission were the ninjas. In war-torn Japan, it was not uncommon for rulers to personally lead their armies into battle. If a battle was lost, it was vital to ensure the ruler's safe retreat back to his own territory. Ninjas were specialists in escorting rulers to safety in such situations. So, in essence, ninjas were experts in both espionage and secret service operations, much like today's spies and bodyguards. The truth about ninja clothing. The image you have of ninja outfits might look like this. But in reality, ninjas usually dressed like ordinary civilians of the time. Blending into crowds and avoiding attention was crucial for their missions. When infiltrating enemy territories at night, they did wear black clothing. Interestingly, female ninjas often disguise themselves as shrine maidens, just like the outfit I'm wearing right now. Mako worked at Shinto shrines and Buddhist temples. Most were affiliated with a specific shrine or temple, but some were free to travel between different religious sites. This made their attire perfect for moving around Japan without suspicion. About 200 years ago, Japan had strict travel restrictions, making it difficult for people to leave their hometowns. Women, in particular, faced even more restrictions on their movement. However, since Mako were considered to have a sacred role, they were allowed to travel more freely. This made the Mako disguise ideal for female ninjas. Tools and techniques. Samurai fought without fearing death. It's well known that some samurai, upon losing a battle, would commit seppuku to preserve their honor. On the other hand, a ninja's mission was to survive no matter what. If a ninja infiltrated enemy territory alone, gathered intelligence, and needed to escape, they had to make it back alive. And if they were escorting a ruler to safety, they had to stay alive until the very end to fulfill their duty. Because of this, ninjas weren't focused on brute strength. Instead, they mastered tools and techniques to escape and survive. The truth about ninja weapons. The most famous ninja weapon is probably the shuriken. However, in reality, shuriken were rarely used. A thrown shuriken couldn't be retrieved and reused. Iron was extremely valuable in Japan at the time. Shuriken had low lethality, making them ineffective in combat. For these reasons, only a few ninjas actually used shuriken. Instead, most ninjas preferred using needles. Needles were small, easy to carry, and could be hidden easily. By targeting vital points, a ninja could paralyze an enemy without killing them. Ninjas had detailed knowledge of human anatomy to use needles effectively. The blowgun, another famous ninja weapon, also used needle-based projectiles. Another well-known ninja weapon is the kone. In movies, kone are often shown as throwing weapons. In reality, kone were rarely thrown, they were used more like small daggers. The kusarigama was also used by ninjas. Ninjas often disguised themselves as farmers. Since a sickle was a common farming tool, it was a perfectly inconspicuous weapon. Did ninjas fly or walk on water? You've probably seen ninjas flying through the air or running on water in movies and anime. Of course, those are just fantasy, but ninjas were highly educated and skilled in various fields. Back then, Japan didn't have high schools or universities to teach advanced knowledge. Yet, ninjas were like scientists. They had expertise in a wide range of disciplines. Ninjas and science. One of the most important fields of study for ninjas was pharmacology. Ninjas often worked alone for long periods, so they needed to make their own nutrition supplements. They created highly concentrated, compact food similar to modern-day supplements. They also had extensive knowledge of medicinal plants to treat injuries. Another essential field was astronomy. Ninjas frequently infiltrated unfamiliar territories alone. At the time, Japan did not have detailed maps. Yet, ninjas could navigate precisely using the stars. Additionally, ninjas were knowledgeable in medicine, particularly traditional Eastern medicine. This helped them treat their own wounds or injuries sustained by the rulers they protected. Understanding human anatomy also allowed them to attack enemies effectively. Since much of this knowledge was unknown to the general public, many people at the time saw ninjas as if they had magical powers. Great ninjas who actually existed. Ninjas carry out their missions in complete secrecy. Because of this, most ninjas were never recorded in history. However, a few ninjas became legendary due to their remarkable achievements. Let's take a look at the most famous ninja in Japan, Hanzo Hatori. The most famous ninja. The most well-known ninja is Hanzo Hatori. He has inspired countless ninja characters in anime and movies. In fact, when people in Japan or around the world picture a ninja, they're often imagining Hanzo Hatori. But why is he one of the few ninjas whose name was recorded in history? There are two major reasons for this. he served Ieyasu Tokugawa, Hanzo Hatori was a loyal ninja in the service of Ieyasu Tokugawa. Ieyasu Tokugawa was the great shogun who unified Japan and ended the era of war. He is also the inspiration for the Disney drama Shogun. Ieyasu fought in many battles, and some ended in crushing defeats. During one such battle, he was forced to flee, and it was Hanzo Hatori who protected him all the way back to safety. Many believe that if Hanzo Hatori hadn't been there, Ieyasu would have died in that battle. For his heroic actions, Hanzo was rewarded and became famous. He became a samurai. Another reason for his fame is that he later became a samurai. Hanzo Hatori participated in many battles as a samurai rather than a ninja. However, he continued to use ninja technique in battle, which set him apart from regular samurai. This may be why ninjas came to be seen as elite combat specialists rather than just spies. Ironically, Hanzo Hatori is best known not for his work as a ninja, but for his success as a samurai general. Great ninjas who actually existed. Continuing our list, let's introduce two more legendary ninjas. Ishikawa Goemon, the ninja who became a legendary thief. Ishikawa Goemon is a very famous figure in Japan. If you're a fan of anime, you might recognize the name Goemon from Lupin the Third. The character Goemon Ishikawa the 13th was inspired by the real-life Ishikawa Goemon. However, most Japanese people don't realize that Goemon was originally a ninja. Instead, he is best known in history as Japan's greatest thief. Goemon used his ninja skills to carry out daring heists. Despite being a criminal, he became a folk hero for a good reason. Goemon stole from corrupt politicians and wealthy merchants and distributed the money to the poor. This Robin Hood-like behavior made him a symbol of justice among common people. Unfortunately, he was eventually captured and executed. His execution was gruesome, and Oniki was boiled alive in a large cauldron of hot oil. This was an extremely rare form of execution in Japan, and it became a major topic of discussion at the time. Kyoto Machizuki, the mysterious female ninja. Finally, let's introduce a female ninja, Kyoto Machizuki. Kyoto was believed to be a leader of shrine maidens. She was also responsible for training young Mako. Some of these elite Mako were secretly assigned intelligence-gathering missions. Because of this, Kyoto is said to have taught them ninja techniques. She was also highly skilled in self-defense technique with espionage tactics, the honeypot strategy, a method of extracting information through seduction. Today, female ninjas appear frequently in video games and anime. However, because ninjas operated in total secrecy, very few records of them exist. And when it comes to female ninjas, even fewer historical records remain. This makes Kyoto Machizuki one of the rare documented female ninjas in history. Experience being a ninja. Did you know you can experience what it was like to be a ninja in Japan? To wrap up, let's introduce some amazing places where you can try ninja activities. Ninja Café and Bar. Locations Asakusa and Harajuku, Tokyo. Osaka, Kyoto. This ninja-themed cafe and bar lets you experience ninja training while also enjoying food and drinks. There are 4 locations across Japan, and reservations are available, so it's best to book in advance. Ninja Park. Locations Odaiba, Tokyo. 12 other locations nationwide. Unlike traditional ninja experiences, Ninja Park focuses on ninja skills, sports, and physical challenges. It's a great place to test your agility and balance, similar to an obstacle course. Reservations are available, but there's no dedicated booking site for international visitors. However, walk-ins are welcome. Ninja Trick House in Tokyo. Location Shinjuku, Tokyo. This authentic ninja experience allows you to train like a real ninja. Reservations are available, so it's recommended to book in advance. Samurai and Ninja Museum. Locations Asakusa, Kyoto. A very popular museum featuring rare samurai and ninja artifacts. You can also experience traditional Japanese culture, including samurai and ninja training, tea ceremony, kimono dressing. Reservations are available, and you can even book a specialized tour guide. Ise Ninja Kingdom. Location Ise, my prefecture. This is one of the largest ninja-themed attractions in Japan, covering 300,000 square meters. No reservation needed, but tickets can be booked online. Features a fully recreated Edo period town. Experience a Japanese castle up close. Enjoy various traditional Japanese cultural activities. Even has hot spring facilities, making it perfect for a full-day adventure. These ninja experiences are extremely popular, attracting travelers from all over the world. Be sure to check each location's official website for the latest information. You can find links in the description of this video. What did you think? Ninjas are beloved worldwide, and some people travel to Japan just to experience ninja culture. So why not try it yourself? At Ears Japan, we bring you exciting videos about Japanese history and traditional culture. Stay tuned for the next episode.